I am so excited to be bringing you another video. I meant to do one last week and I did. I actually really did do a video, but my computer didn't save it. I was really heartbroken. It was such a good, fantastic novel. However, today I am sharing another awesome, good, fantastic novel. I am super excited to be sharing it because, as you guys might know, I love dystopian. It is one of my favorite genres. I simply cannot get enough of it. Today's book is a dystopian. Here is Angela R. Watts' The Divided Nation. Super cool cover. It perfectly fits how the book is. The characters, like, it's just, I don't know, the colors really reflect, I feel like, the dystopian kind of setting. As I mentioned, I definitely love this book because it was a dystopian. It was one of those dystopians, though, that did make me squirm in the sense that it is pretty realistic. It had a lot of intense feels, a lot of action, a lot of faith, a lot of brotherhood. When I think of it in terms of a movie, this has all of the elements that I really love in movies. It's been a while since I've watched like a war kind of film, but this definitely fits. It has the war going on. It has mainly an all-male cast, which I absolutely love. I can't wait to ramble about these guys. They are amazing. It has a lot of action. It does, since it is a war, it does come with some blood, which is not my favorite kind of thing. I'm sort of squirmish in that kind of sense. Thought it was not overly gruesome. It wasn't very graphic, but I will say, just as a forewarning to readers, if you're interested after hearing my rambles, which I do hope you will be. However, I would give this book a PG-13 rated R rating, depending on what your personal tolerance is for like blood, for torture, and for overall war. Yet even with that said, even with that forewarning, I loved this book. Like I mentioned, it had all of these guys and they were all really cool. I also really liked Wes. I thought he was very admirable, and I love when he just tells this one guy how it is, and I'm just like, oh, this is the feels. I also really love Simon and Nate. They were definitely hands down my two favorite characters. They're sort of on the younger side of everybody else, but they are phenomenal. I just love their role in the story. I can't say without giving away spoilers, but I'm totally hoping that that one dude gets with that one girl. Just going to throw it out there. The romance was really subtle. It was very beautiful, very well done. I absolutely loved it. I want more of it. I really do. I truly want more of it. Like I said before, this is a pretty intense read, not just because of the war that's going on and the action, because these guys can totally kick butt. They know the ways to do it, and that's multiple ways. That's not just one kind of way. Sometimes you definitely see these guys doing their jobs in action. On the flip side of that, when they're struggling sometimes with, say, what happened in the action, you see faith playing a role. Not in all of the characters, because this isn't necessarily a Christian fiction novel. If it was, I would say that it's extremely gritty. Yet faith played a huge role, especially in our female character. Though she wasn't my favorite character, just because I liked all the guys a lot more, her faith was so genuine and her story was so incredibly relatable in her struggles with fear and her struggles with worry and her struggles of doubt. It really resonated with me, and really, I felt just sort of made me squirm. I know I've mentioned that before, but it definitely made me squirm in the sense of, man, what would I do if I was in this situation? I feel like I struggle with worry and doubt, and I'm not even in a dystopian world. So I felt like Angela really took these characters and addressed or had good questions about faith, about, you know, serving God in a world where everything is chaos, serving God when you've done a bunch of bad things. I feel like you can talk about the faith part of this story, but it's very personal. It's, I feel like, something hard to put in words because it goes on a deep level that makes you think. It makes me think of onions, where you're pulling back, you can pull back layers and layers and layers, and these characters really address those layers in your own heart of whether you believe or you don't believe, the questions you ask or the questions you don't ask. It's somehow, some way, it's going to touch you whether you want it to or not. I know I gushed about the guys a little bit. However, the brotherhood and the loyalty was just so superb. It was a very strong part of this story. If you love that kind of thing, I definitely think you will like The Divided Nation because it just oozes it in a way that is totally awesome. It's sometimes fun, sometimes it's like, oh my goodness, I can't believe these characters are going through this, but I'm glad that they have somebody to depend on because there's a lot of things that they go through that is really just like, man, can these characters have a break anytime, any day, today, maybe? The villain. Let me tell you about this villain. I won't go into spoilers about this guy, but I cannot stand him. He is in my top 3 of my least favorite villains because he's just so villainous. Just like, I just want you gone. Just gone. I feel bad because I sort of want him to just be gone. Like, I just don't want him anymore, and I thought something was gonna happen and it didn't, and I was bummed because I was like, man, if he was just gone, life would be so much easier for these characters. So anyway, sorry, that was a very passionate rant about this guy. He's a good villain. He's a horribly good villain. With all of that said, those are my ramblings for The Divided Nation by Angela R. Watts. Totally great read. Just a very thought-provoking, intense story. If you're interested in hearing a little bit more about The Divided Nation, I chatted with Angela yesterday in an interview that I would totally love for you to check out because she's going to share just a little bit more about these guys, a little bit more about The Divided Nation, especially if you're divided on if you want to read it or not. Let me know in the comments if you like reading dystopian or if you like war kind of movies, stories like this. I would love to hear from you. Have a great day. Thanks for watching. Bye!